Don't be offended that lately we've been on my mind, and one day we might wake and find a hopeless situation. No hurt intended, but I have to make a move before we find we're running out of more than time and conversation.
Donald! What on earth are you doing? Breakfast!
I can't find my wretched passport. I'm sure I left it on the dressing table.
It's here. I picked it up in case you forgot it.
Oh, I do wish people would leave things alone.
You'd have forgotten it, you know. You'd have walked out of the house without it.
How long's Mr. Fairchild going to be in Germany?
I'll be back on Thursday night. Mrs. Bentley, do you want to giggle? Look at this.
Oh, my God. He looks like a Russian spy. Oh, is Mr. Fairchild 50? I thought he was much older.
That my passport photo is such a source of amusement.
Donald, I've been thinking. I wonder if I should stick to fielding at the office rather than change to Fairchild.
Darling, I thought we decided. There's no point in using your maiden name now that everybody knows we're married. Besides, we've told the printers to put Fairchild on the company stationery now.
Oh, surely it can be altered. I just feel I'm known as Caroline Fielding now. Why change?
Well, because I think it's preferable. It's less confusing for those people who don't know the two MDs are married. I wonder whether I should call my PA. Make sure she doesn't forget her passport.
Oh, it's hardly likely. She's a sensible girl.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, I'm glad you're going to be around for the interviews this afternoon.
Yes, so am I. That's why I switched to a later flight.
I didn't know you'd actually switched to a flight.
Oh, yes, it's essential that I'm there.
No, it's not. I'm perfectly capable of appointing an art director on my own. In fact, I won't be on my own. Tim Jackson will be sitting in.
You just said that you were glad I was going to be around.
Yes, because we're joint managing directors, it is preferable to appoint someone jointly, but it's not essential. You didn't have to go and change your travel arrangements. Oh, honestly, Donald, sometimes you treat me like a baby.
Don't be such a silly Billy.
I'm interviewing for a new secretary tomorrow. What are you going to do? Fly back?
Oh, Caroline, for heaven's sake, don't be so defensive.
Well, don't be so overprotective. We are joint MDs. Equal responsibility.
Exactly. The new art director is going to be a key member of the management structure. That's why it's essential that I'm there, just as I think it's essential that you're there.
Sorry.
Besides, I've got 25 years of experience behind me. Oh, damn. What's this? Oh, look, it's marmalade. Oh, I shall have to go and change my suit now. Telephone.
Hello.
Caroline, it's Deirdre Harrison.
Deirdre, how wonderful to hear from you after all this time. How are you?
Fine.
Are you still living in Grantham?
Yes. But look, I'm going to be in London today, and I wondered if we could meet up this afternoon. We could have a good old natter and catch up on everything.
Oh, that would be super. The only
Oh,
thing...
I'll come out to you.
Oh, no, there's no need to come out here. I'll be in London. I work there.
Oh, you're working.
Yes, I've gone back to publishing.
Oh, you lucky thing. Where?
Oasis.
Oasis, how marvellous. They published Rebecca Palmer. She's one of my favourite writers.
Oh, I'm glad you like her. She's a lovely person.
Don't tell me you've met her. I can't believe it.
Yes, of course. You
No,
see...
Caroline, do you think we can meet for lunch? How long do you get?
Well...
Listen, if you speak very nicely to your boss.
Tell him we haven't seen each other for yonks. Perhaps he'll give you an extra half hour.
Oh, I'm sure she would.
Oh, you work for a woman.
No, I'm the boss.
What?
Yes, I'm managing director of Oasis Publishing. Well, joint managing director. Look, Deirdre, I'll be out of the office after 11:30, but if you ring 240-1429 when you get to London, there'll be a message where to meet and when.
240-1429.
Oh, that's right. See you later.
I can't wait. Bye.
Bye. was Deirdre Harrison. Do you remember her? She and I were junior editors at Linton Press together all those years ago.
No. Mrs. Bentley?
Yes, you do. You met them. Her husband's called Richard. He's in aluminium extrusions.
That's probably why I've forgotten. Oh, Mrs. Bentley, would you do me a favour, please? Could you take this suit to the dry cleaners?
Of course, Mr. Fairchild.
Right, thank you. Come along, Caroline. Let's get a move on.
Hang on. I think you might need this.
That was lovely, Caroline, but I wish you'd let me pay.
Don't be ridiculous.
At least let me go Dutch. After all, I invited you.
I won't hear another word. I'm only sorry there was a mix-up over the restaurant. This temp I've got working for me is so scatty. I'm interviewing for a new secretary tomorrow, thank goodness.
Well, we found each other in the end. That's the main thing.
There we are. Oasis.
I can't believe it, Caroline. Last time I saw you, you were doing Meals on Wheels. Now you're managing director of Oasis Publishing.
Don't let Donald hear you say that. Joint managing director, editorial in brackets.
I'm so proud of you.
Come on, I'll give you a guided tour. And that's the art department.
Fantastic. Haven't things changed since our day? Well, since my day. Do you remember the art department at Linton? 2 drawing boards and an angle poise.
Ah, Caroline, just the person I wanted to see. Excuse me, can I have a quick word?
Oh, of course. Oh, this is Deirdre Harrison. May I introduce Tim Jackson, our personnel director?
How do you do?
Deirdre and I were at Linton Press together years ago.
Really? Where are you now?
Oh, nowhere. I'm just a housewife. I live in Grantham.
Ah. The interview's this afternoon. I thought we'd use the meeting room on the 3rd floor. Less formal than the boardroom.
Oh, I agree. Have you told Donald?
Yeah. And we can use the same room tomorrow for your new secretary.
Fine.
See you at 3 o'clock then. Nice to have met you.
Bye. Nice chap.
Yes, he only joined us a couple of weeks ago. He's very bright.
Oh, honestly, Caroline, you are amazing. I mean, picking up your career is one thing, but, well, you're a captain of industry.
I was incredibly lucky. Just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
But it's taken Donald 25 years to get where he is. You've done it in just 6 months. Isn't he jealous?
Donald? Jealous? No, not a bit.
Sarah, get me Ralph Jefferson in production, would you? Donald Fairchild here. Oh, yes, Ralph, I did. I'm just looking at a proof of the new Oasis stationery. Oh, no, there's nothing wrong. It's just a small query. If one reads the list of directors, it reads as follows. First, Chairman Edgar J. Franklin, as one would expect. Next, Joint Managing Director Editorial Caroline Fairchild. And then Joint Managing Director Sales and Marketing Donald Fairchild. And I was just wondering why the editorial director came before the sales and marketing director. Ah, alphabetically. Of course. Caroline Fairchild, Donald Fairchild, CD. Good, good, just as it should be. Okay, Ralph, thank you.
The usual rivalry, of course. You know what it's like between sales and marketing and editorial. Do sit down, editorial. Neither wants to see the other's point of view. And believe me, we fight like hell for our department. I wouldn't say he's jealous. Not Donald. Hello, Caroline Fielding. I mean Fairchild.
Darling, I've been thinking.
And I sometimes get called darling, which is very nice. Yes, Donald, what about?
I think you should stick to Fielding. It's the name that everybody knows you by, and you're used to it. I mean, you had to correct yourself just now when you picked up the phone, didn't you? I think you should stick to Fielding if you want to.
Oh, but I think you're right now that I've thought about it. It could be confusing if people don't know we're married.
No, you must retain your individuality. You're your own man. You made your reputation with the name Fielding, and I think you should stick to it.
Can we change it now? Isn't it too late?
No, it's all right. I'll speak to Ralph Jefferson, tell him to get onto the printers.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Deirdre Harrison is here. Pop in and say hello.
Oh, he won't remember me.
See, there are advantages in being married to your joint MD. He does look after my interests.
I think it's sweet.
Ralph, everything's okay. You can tell the printers to get on with it. Oh, there's just one small change. Caroline feels that she wants to stick with Fielding. Yes, so that'll be Donald Fairchild and Caroline Fielding. That's F-I-E-L-D.
I'll tell you another good thing about working with your husband. You can keep an eye on him.
How do you mean?
Well, as you know, Richard travels quite a lot, and he often takes his secretary with him, and they tend to mix business with pleasure, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Deirdre.
Oh, it's been going on for years.
Well, why do you put up with it?
Well, what else can I do?
Well, leave him?
Well, where would I go? Where would I live? How would I live? I'm totally dependent on him. I haven't worked for years. I'm not like you, Caroline. I wouldn't know where to start. Besides, I don't care anymore. I've learned to live with it. We lead separate lives.
Come in.
Caroline, I wonder if I could have a quick word. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Anthea, come in. Actually, you might remember Anthea Duxbury. She was at Linton as well. Deirdre Harrison?
Oh, I was Deirdre Maskell then.
Of course. How are you?
Fine.
Are you still in publishing?
Oh, no. I'm just a housewife. I live in Grantham.
Ah. I need to see you sometime. Are you free later?
I must go. I've taken up enough of your time.
No, it's all right, Deirdre. Look, I'm tied up most of the afternoon interviewing for the new art director.
You can't go.
No, Deirdre, I've ordered some tea. How about 6:45?
Fine. Bye-bye, Deirdre. Nice to have seen you again after all this time.
Bye.
Anthea's my hardback editor. Actually, we did have a tricky situation. She used to be in sales and marketing, working for Donald during the time nobody knew we were married. And she developed the most awful crush on him.
No.
What made it worse, she used to confide in me.
Oh, no.
No, it's all right now. She's working for me and everything's fine. Come in. Ah, Donald. You remember Deirdre?
I'm sure he doesn't.
Well, of course I do. Lovely to see you again. Now, what are you up to these days?
Oh, nothing. I'm just a housewife. I live in Grantham.
Oh, yes, of course. And Richard, how's he?
Fine. I'm surprised you remember him.
Well, of course I remember him. Is he still in aluminium extrusions?
Isn't he amazing?
I can't understand why she doesn't just leave him.
Well, where would she go? She's got no money, no home. I feel terribly sorry for her, honestly. Sometimes I think men can be such pigs.
Caroline, don't you think it would be better if I sat there?
Sorry?
Well, don't you think that I should sit in the middle?
Why?
Well, I just think I should. It would lend more authority to the interviews.
Why?
Because I'm a man. I mean, because I'm older.
And it would make you feel more important.
No, not at all. I just think that I should sit in the middle. I've had more experience at this sort of thing.
Well, if it means so much to you, Donald, be my guest.
Well, it's not all that important. It's just that I have had more experience at this sort of thing, so naturally I assumed I would be conducting the interviews. Ergo, it seems eminently sensible that I should sit in the middle.
Cobblers.
Right. Tessa's on her way up with the first chap, Andy Collins. He's been working at McFarlane's. I've heard good things about him. Actually, if you don't mind, I think I'll sit next to you, Caroline.
Can you budge up, Donald?
Ah, Mr. Collins, good afternoon.
Come in. Oh, come in, Anthea. I suppose you want to talk about the autumn years.
Actually, Caroline, that's not the reason I wanted to see you. It's personal.
Oh,
Can I ask your advice?
yes, of course. What is it?
Well, you know Donald hasn't appointed the new export sales director yet. Do you think he'd consider me? I want to apply for my old job back.
What?
I'm a sales and marketing person, Caroline. It's what I've always been in.
Yes, but you're going to be a marvellous editor.
Thank you. But, well, there is another reason.
Yes?
Well, quite Quite honestly, I prefer working for a man.
And then she said, I prefer working for a man. Just like that. I was lost for words.
What did you say?
Brilliant. You just heard her say she was lost for words. What do you say when you're lost for words? Nothing.
Thank you, Peter. Do you have to take everything so literally? Caroline must have said something. What did you say, Caroline?
Nothing. I was stunned. Oh, I think I came out with something amazingly witty, like, oh.
There you are. She said something.
Now who's being literal? Oh, it's not exactly Oscar Wilde, is it?
All right, Peter. You're not making Caroline feel any better. You can see she's upset. I'm so glad we popped in. You obviously needed someone to talk to.
Well, upset is probably the wrong word. I'm more... Yes, I am upset. Very upset. I can't get over how sexist Anthea's being.
It's not sexist. She just prefers working for a man. Perfectly understandable.
You won't get any sympathy from him.
Let's face it, it's hard enough being a woman in business without your own sex letting you down.
You're taking it far too personally.
Of course I'm taking it personally. I wouldn't mind working for a woman, provided she did her job properly. So why doesn't Anthea? I can only assume I'm not as good at my job as I thought.
That is a load of eyewash, and you know it. You're just feeling sorry for yourself. If there's any inadequacy, it lies with Anthea. She's the one who's got problems, not you. Black or white?
White, please.
Have you told Donald?
I was expecting him to call. I better ring him now. I promised Anthea I'd speak to him this evening. If he's going to crow, let him crow in Germany.
I'd just say she wants to go back into sales and marketing. I wouldn't mention her predilection for male domination. And that goes for you, too. Don't say a word.
Wouldn't dream of it.
It's funny, you know. An old acquaintance came to see me today, someone I worked with years ago. Before she got married, she was positive, vital, full of bright ideas. Now, 25 years on, her husband's having an affair with his secretary. She's lost all her confidence. She apologizes for her very existence. She just leads a totally empty life. Made me realize how fortunate I was. Then this thing happened with Anthea. It just knocked me sideways. I felt all the confidence I'd built up slip away. Made me realize how vulnerable I am.
Caroline, these things happen to all of us in positions of responsibility. Donald, me, the Prime Minister. We're all disappointed when someone we thought we could rely on lets us down. It goes with the job.
Königsberg Hotel, kann ich Ihnen helfen, bitte?
Oh, can I speak to Mr. Donald Fairchild, bitte?
Hold the line, please.
Thank you. But it is harder for women. There's so much prejudice. I'll give you an example. This afternoon, we were interviewing for a new art director.
There is no reply from Mr. Fairchild's room. Would you like me to try the restaurant?
Yes, please. We were interviewing for a new art director. Now, when I was introduced as one of the managing directors, every one of them, without exception, looked surprised. It's conditioning. You go to see the managing director of a company, you expect to meet a man.
Sorry, caller. Mr. Fairchild does not appear to be in the restaurant or the bar. I'll just try his secretary's room.
Thank you.
Oh, Donald, you are funny. Hello?
Oh, hello. Can I speak to Donald, please? It's
Donald, it's for you. I think it's Caroline.
Would you like some cheese and biscuits?
Well, I wouldn't say no.
We ate before the movie.
No, we ate before the movie.
Hello, it's Caroline.
Another glass of wine, Donald?
Oh, Caroline, I was just coming to see you.
Oh, I can't stop now, Anthea. I'm interviewing for a new secretary this morning.
I just wondered if you'd had a chance to speak to Donald about my going back into sales and marketing.
Yes, he seemed to have no objection. Look, I must rush.
When do you think I should start?
Well, Donald gets back tonight. How about tomorrow?
Oh, well, I don't want to leave you in the lurch. I don't want to let you down.
Oh, don't worry about that. I've already spoken to Tim Jackson, and he's putting out some feelers. And I can easily do your job till we find a replacement. I'm in no hurry. I want to make sure I find the right person.
Quite.
Well, I must rush.
Caroline, was Donald pleased?
I've no idea. I only spoke to him briefly.
I don't understand what you're being so frosty about.
I was just a bit surprised to find you and your secretary dining together in her room.
She's my PA, and we were having a working dinner. Look, I'm under tremendous pressure from Edgar to get the sales projections out. I was just trying to get on top of the job. Caroline, what on earth's the matter with you? Do you think we're having an affair or something?
No, of course not. I just think it would have been more prudent to have had your working dinner in the restaurant.
Why? It was all set up on the computer. I wanted somewhere where we could work without any interruptions, no phones ringing. A place where, if necessary, we could work late into the night, which is exactly what we did.
He's supposing someone from the office had run. Or Edgar from the stage. It's not hard to imagine what they would have thought.
Well, if people jump to the wrong conclusions just because one is with a female of the opposite sex, I mean a member of the opposite sex, then that's their problem, not mine.
You're quite right. I'm sorry. It's nice to have you back.
What's all this about Anthea? How did that come about?
She expressed a wish to go back into sales and marketing, and I've no wish to stand in her way.
Splendid. I'm very pleased.
Good.
Any other news?
Oh, I found my new secretary.
Oh, that's a relief for you. Any good?
Yes, I think so. He used to work in an advertising agency.
Ah. He?
Mm-hmm.
He's a man?
He usually indicates the masculine gender.
But you can't have a male secretary.
Why not? Tim Jackson whittled it down to 7 applicants. He stood out from the rest.
Probably because he was a man.
He was the best applicant for the job.
But you can't have a male secretary.
Why not?
Well, because, well, it's ridiculous.
Why? Are you worried that when we go away on business, we may have working dinners in his room?
Now, that's not fair.
It is perfectly fair. You're just being sexist. Sebastian was the best applicant.
Sebastian!
I saw no reason to exclude him because he's a man.
How old is he?
22.
He's not a man, he's a baby. People will say he's your toy boy.
That's their problem, not mine. I really can't understand what you're getting so steamed up about.
Because it's very unusual, that's why.
That doesn't mean to say that it's wrong. Let's just give it a try.
Morning, Mr. Fairchild.
Morning.
Miss Fielding?
Morning, Tracy.
Tracy.
If it doesn't work out, well, then I'll think again. I shall be judging him on his secretarial skills, nothing else.
I think you're making a big mistake.
We'll see. Anyway, it's too late now. I've told Tim Jackson to offer him the job. Come in.
Ah, Caroline, I've just been on the phone to Sebastian Williams. I'm afraid there's been a bit of a misunderstanding.
Oh?
Yes, it's probably my fault. You see, when he came for the interview, he assumed that the joint managing director would... Well, to put it bluntly, he's turned it down. He says he could never work for a woman.